Hi, welcome to the Restaurant Show. I'm Justin Riley. I hope you stick around today. We'll be joined by Goose Island Beer Company, all the way from Chicago. They're going to talk about Migration Week. Plus, New Glarus Bakery shows us some Christmas in July cookies, and Blown Smoke Barbecue joins us as well. It's all today on the Restaurant Show, where you can skip the rest, enjoy the best. We'll tell you where to eat right here on the Restaurant Show.
This episode of the Restaurant Show brought to you by AccuClimb Mechanical Services.
Welcome back to the Restaurant Show. Right now, I'm joined by two very special ladies from the Goose Island Beer Company. This is Dee Rodriguez and Kara Condon. Welcome.
Hi there.
Welcome to the Restaurant Show. First time here, all the way up from Chicago.
Yes.
Good. Thank you for coming up today. And I understand that you guys are in town for Migration Week. So talk to us a little bit about what is Migration Week.
Migration Week is our way of bringing Goose Island culture on the road. We like to host a bunch of different events centered around beer, of course, but we do beer dinners, we do different activations with live artists, we bring in DJs, just kind of different way to experience our beer.
We tried to bring Chicago to other cities nationwide, and actually we do it internationally now as well. So we
I noticed that you're going to be in like South Korea.
I was just in South Korea. I was the
Korea.
lucky one that got to go in the Asian Migration Week. So we did South Korea, China, and Japan.
Very cool.
Yes.
Very cool. Is that new this year, adding the international element to it?
We did a little bit last year. I know we did with Brazil, Mexico, Canada. Now we're expanding it even more this year.
Okay, well, very cool, very cool. Well, I know you guys have some things that you want to share about in terms of events and where you're going to be this week, but I'm looking at this food here. I'm looking at the cheese, crackers, and then you've got a couple of large bottles of pale ale.
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit about food pairing. What do we have here? What do we got there?
We're in Wisconsin.
Right.
We had to bring cheese.
Of course.
Our beer pairs really well with all food,
Okay.
but we love it with cheese especially.
Okay.
We have 3 different Wisconsin cheeses here today,
Okay.
Paired with our beers. If you want to start with the pairings.
Yes, let's go for it. Let's do
All
it.
right.
So what's first?
Sophie, and we'll let you do all the tastings. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to get to taste here. Okay. And then what are the 3 different types of cheeses we have?
So we have a fresh Chev from LeClaire Farms.
Okay.
This is Pleasant Ridge Reserve from
Okay.
Dodgeville, Wisconsin.
Excellent.
Excellent cheese. And then this is Dunbarton Blue.
Okay.
So it's a cheddary blue cheese that is going to pair well with our IPA.
All right. Now you're going to see how crude I am here, because I don't have I don't know what the process is. Do I sniff first? Do I give it a good smell? And
you know what? It doesn't have to be that scary.
It doesn't have to be that scary. Okay, that's
really
good
doesn't.
for me. That's good for me.
Drink the
Eat
beer,
it,
eat the
yeah.
cheese. Well,
Okay.
we're going to pair this one
we're
with the
gonna-
Sophie. So
Okay.
this is the fresh Chev.
All right, great.
And it's going
Cheese
to be
first?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure. So it's rich and creamy. Got a really, rich mouthfeel. So it'll pair really nice with the Sophie. Do you want to
Yeah,
talk
the
about
Sophie is actually my favorite beer
Ooh,
that we
yeah.
brew. It's very effervescent, so it kind of helps cut that richness.
It's almost like a champagne.
It is,
Absolutely.
yeah, especially why we have these nice little bottles too. So if you're at a restaurant, feel free to grab yourself a nice looking Sophie bottle and
or
drink up.
take it to a dinner party.
There you
Yeah.
go.
That makes a statement.
That's classy. Yeah, absolutely. So you guys are going to be this week yet. You've got when the show first hits the airwaves, you've got a couple days left. Thursday, June 21st, you're going to be at Madison's on King Street, starting at 10 p.m.
Yep.
And then Friday, July, not June, July 22nd, 8 p.m. at the Up North Bar on Blair Street. Okay, so
And we have other events going on this week. So
Sure.
all of those will be on our schedule at gooseisland.com/migration week.
okay.
And so the extent of our events will be online.
Cool. So, Migration Week, there's a whole bunch of different events that you guys are putting on throughout the course of Migration Week. You're going to be at a bunch of different places. Talk to us about what you've done so far since the start of Migration Week.
We did a farm dinner
Okay.
at Vitruvian Farms.
Okay.
Brought out Underground Butcher
All
and
right.
some local folks, some bands from Chicago to just have a really great farm-to-table dining experience.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Very cool. Very cool. And what else?
One of my favorite ones is actually a cocktail competition that we have. So we challenge some of our cocktail bartenders. Sure. They're actually some of my friends that work over at the Matchbox, and they come over to the different cities, and so they're here in Madison doing a cocktail challenge where they use some of our beers to create new inspiring cocktails on the menus.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. That is a challenge, I would
It is a challenge. Yeah. It is. Oh, delicious one, though.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Beer and cocktails is a really good mix.
Okay. So let me ask this. Do you guys know where you're off to next after Madison?
Yeah. We're off to the East Coast.
All right.
New Haven.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll be back in the cellar.
You'll be back in the cellar. Tucked away back in the cellar.
Yeah.
Poor Dee.
Put me back. No, it's good. Glad to be here in Madison.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, we're glad to have you. So, okay, let's talk about some food and some pairings here again. What do you what do you recommend for next?
Yeah. So next is our Matilda.
Okay.
And it's our Belgian style pale ale.
Okay. Matilda.
Yes, it's brewed with a wild yeast called Brettanomyces.
Okay.
So it's a secondary fermentation, and what it does, it adds a little bit of funkiness to it, so you get a little bit of spice from the yeast. But it has like a very clove and fruity aroma.
Okay.
So Kara did an awesome job pairing it actually with cheese.
Yeah, we're
right.
doing it with the Pleasant Ridge Reserve.
Okay.
So that's going to also have some caramely notes, some fruity notes, almost like caramelized onion in there some. So it'll pair nicely with the roastiness, roasty notes of Matilda. Some of the clove notes will be beautiful, beautifully echoed in the cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, that's good.
It's a little bit drier of a beer too, which is really nice with that cheese.
Yeah, it's definitely drier than this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, by far.
Yes.
Okay, and we've got just about a minute left, and I think there's one more thing that I haven't tried yet.
Let's
so.
do it.
Yeah.
This is a nice one.
Okay, and this looks like an IPA that
This
you
is
got?
a Goose IPA. It's an English style IPA, so it's actually very mild. It has a good malt background to it, but it still has that hop lung finish that you're looking for.
Sure, yeah,
in
yeah.
IPA.
And then what's the cheese we're looking at here?
We went with a cheddar with a little bit of blue veining in it. IPA and cheddar is a very classic English style pairing.
Okay.
So this is a beautiful Wisconsin cheese, very earthy, with some fruitiness to it. Don't eat the rind.
Don't eat the rind.
That's a cloth bound rind, so you don't want to eat that.
Here we go.
But the other end is really good.
That's perfect. Nice and sharp.
Yeah, that bitterness kind of wipes the palate
Yeah.
with the sharpness. It's a really good
Yeah.
pairing. A nice little contrast on there too.
That's a great pairing. Well, Dee Rodriguez and Kara Condon, thank you so much for joining us today on the Restaurant Show.
Yes.
If you have not tried Goose Island beer, go to your nearest grocery store. It's here. It's in Madison. Thank you so much for coming on
Thanks
today.
Thanks for
having us.
having us.
Don't go away. There's more Restaurant Show coming up right after this. Stick around.
Up next on the Restaurant Show, Angela Neff from New Glarus Bakery demonstrates Bratsley. Welcome back to the Restaurant Show. With me now is Angela Neff from New Glarus Bakery.
Justin.
Welcome, Angela.
Thank you.
First time on the Restaurant Show. Good to have you.
You betcha. Thank you. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, so the first question I think in everybody's mind is, where is the New Glarus Bakery?
The New Glarus Bakery is in New Glarus, Wisconsin.
Okay, great.
We're downtown. We're right off of First Street. Third business on the right, blue awning out front.
Excellent, excellent. You've been around for quite a while. I mean, the New Glarus Bakery's been around for quite a while.
We are actually the oldest bakery in the state of Wisconsin. Wow. We really are. Back in 1910 is when the business started, and then the building where we reside is actually 1916.
Okay,
So, yeah.
very good. So 100 years in the same building.
100 years in the same building. Long time.
A lot of history there.
Yes.
So I'm really excited to see what we're making today. We're making Bratsley.
Yes, you
Tell us
said
a
it
little
right.
bit.
Yes, congratulations, you said it right. Yay!
So tell us about it.
Bratsley is a traditional Swiss cookie. It's made 4 at a time on an iron.
Okay.
And I've got the iron preheated here.
Okay.
It's very laborious to
Okay.
make. We make the dough actually in our big bowl, obviously, but we
Sure.
run it off on our cookie machine so we get little
Okay.
nuggets.
Okay.
So we've kind of pre-portioned them so when we make these, it's easier to kind of cruise along to
Okay.
make them. But they are a traditional Swiss cookie. Usually they're really popular at Christmas time, but we have such a high demand for them, we make them year round.
Okay, all right.
We do.
And you just recently did a Christmas in July, or are you still in the middle of doing Christmas
We
in July?
are Christmas of July, yep.
Okay.
We're doing our pre-orders stolen. Our gingerbread cookies are all dressed in red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
So cool, creamy desserts like the cheesecake and Bratzli's to go.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Bratzli's to go. Okay, well,
Yes.
let's see how the process.
Okay. Well, the iron likes to be a little temperamental, so the dough has to be chilled or very, very cold. We try
Okay.
to freeze them and then thaw them out.
Okay.
And we pre-press them down so
Sure,
we
all right.
can get them kind of accurate here.
So you put these through your cookie machine, and it cuts them to the exact right proportion.
Correct, yep. And sometimes we have leftover dough that we kind of hand portion out too at the end because we don't want to waste anything.
Sure, of course
So-
not. Of course not.
So we bring it down a little bit, and this is where the technique kind of comes into play. You notice the steam.
Yes.
It's kind of sizzling a little bit.
Yeah.
You kind of get the feel in the knack after you've done thousands of these cookies because we sell them at a dozen in a package at a time.
Sure.
So I'm going to open this guy up, and we've got 3 really great ones.
Okay.
So I'm going to make some room over here. I'm just going to kind of take
So
them
these
off
done
here.
already?
They are done.
That's
yes.
it?
They are done.
Yeah.
They are done. We have customers who love them at this color. Otherwise, if they're a little too dark, the staff eats them. Oh wait, I do too. They are fantastic
Okay.
over ice cream.
All right.
They are.
All
So
right.
when they're done like that, what we do is if we've got a little bit of dough stuck together here,
Sure.
we just kind of let them, sit
Sure.
by themselves. And then when they are done, you can actually handle them.
So they look pretty soft coming off, but
Yes.
then when you pick them up, they're nice and firm, almost like a cracker.
Correct.
All right.
Correct. Yep. Pizzelle is a cousin. It's an Italian cousin. And the difference between the two, besides iron, Pizzelle has 2 pieces instead of 4 at a time on the iron.
Yeah.
The Pizzelle actually has more flour in the dough than, it has a higher flour ratio. Right now, this batch has 40% butter.
Okay.
In there compared to the flour quantity. And then some people flavor it with almond emulsion, which we do.
Okay.
Some people do the anise flavor, which is the black licorice flavor.
All right.
And then some people really get fancy and they'll make these into cones around a wooden conical
Sure.
shape, and then they'll fill them with ganache, whipped cream,
That's like cream
fruits.
caca.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
I want to take a little bite of this.
Yeah, go for it. Yes.
You sell these by the dozen, like
We
packs
do.
of a dozen. Okay.
We do. And in this weather, it's hot out, it's humid. After they're done, we have to bag them very quickly in these bags.
Okay.
And then we basically put them in the bags once they're cool because we don't want the humidity to get to them.
And are these
And then we twist them
available
and
at
sell
the
'em.
store, or do the people have to order these?
We try to make them available as much as possible. We also mail order them too.
Okay.
So we do 6 dozen at a
Sure.
time in a container. And yeah, but if you really are looking for large quantities, please call us ahead, 608-527-2916.
Numbers below on the bottom of your screen there.
Yep.
So I got to ask about this iron, because we had some fun getting this iron set up here today before the show started. I mean, this is obviously a pretty unique thing. Where did you get it, and if people wanted to do this at home, where would they get this iron?
Believe it or not, the only Bratzli source is really in New Glarus, Wisconsin. It's at Esther's European Imports, right across from the bakery.
Okay.
She's got all sorts of European, Swiss traditions over there. But you can order one of these. But the interesting part is they no longer make them in the 110 volt. You have to buy a converter, a 3,000 watt converter to be exact, because the cable looks like this.
Oh.
So this is really traditionally from Switzerland.
So this is as authentic as it gets here in Wisconsin. Absolutely. Okay. So, I mean, you talked a little bit about the recipe. I mean, is there anything, obviously there must be different variations of this.
There are.
You talked about an almond emulsion.
A flavoring,
is that-
yep.
Emulsion, is that the
Yep.
right word?
The emulsions, the difference between an emulsion and an extract is emulsions are created to withstand high heat temps.
Okay.
Whereas the vanilla extracts, you really have to add a lot more to retain that vanilla flavor after the baking process.
Okay.
So those are more to be used like in candies where you don't bake them or bring them to a high heat.
Sure.
So we have an almond emulsion that we use. It is local. It is all natural.
Sure.
And that's what we use at the bakery to flavor these up.
Excellent. Can I make some?
Sure.
All right.
Let me plug this guy
All
back
right, yeah,
in.
let's plug her back in here. So all I got to do is just take
Okay.
these nuggets.
Yes, take the nuggets.
Okay. And
Got to
just place
put 4.
them-
typically you want to put it more towards there,
Okay.
towards the back
The
end.
back, okay.
Yep, there you go. Yep.
Okay.
Yep, there you go. Ooh, I left 4 nuggets for you. Yeah.
Perfect. That's what
Right.
I was thinking.
Okay, so now when you bring it down,
Okay.
go ahead and bring it down. Yep, now press and
Press.
squeeze.
Okay.
Steam.
And it's steaming. We'll get
This-
our facials.
Yes, the
together.
facials. Yes, the Bratzy facials today.
I imagine like your whole body just smells like this after you've
Yes.
made it for a few hours.
And
so.
since we make it upstairs in the kitchen at the bakery, sometimes I walk upstairs, and if we're, if our seasonal gal comes in to help make these, all of a sudden, like the whole kitchen is blue. I'm like, you might want to turn on the exhaust hood.
Right.
But it smells so good.
Yeah.
We get drunk in our own smell. So
Right.
let's.
There it is.
Ta-da!
I did it. Angela, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll have you back. Don't go away. There's more Restaurant Show coming up right after this. Stick around. Coming up next on the Restaurant Show, cheese balls with blow and smoke barbecue.
Welcome back to the Restaurant Show. I am joined now by Robert Bishop, owner of Blow and Smoke Barbecue. If you're in the mood for barbecue, this is perfect. I sure am. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Jessa?
Glad to see you, and I'm really excited about what we're doing today. So I've never heard of these before. Maybe that's just me, or maybe this is a Robert specialty.
This is a Robert specialty.
Okay, buffalo chicken cheese balls is what we're
Yes.
starting with today. You had me at buffalo. There's chicken, cheese, the whole thing.
You're right.
I'm ready to go. Tell
Okay,
us what
we-
goes into these.
What we do is we use cheddar cheese, mozzarella cheese, cream cheese. We take our chopped up chicken, toss in our homemade buffalo sauce,
Okay.
and then we just form them into balls.
So there's 3 cheeses in this.
3 cheese. Yep.
Now, you had me with 1. 2 is even better. 3 is over the top. That's fantastic. I love it.
These are pretty tasty. They
And how did you come up with this idea, if I may ask?
well,
Because
just
this is-
we had a lot of leftover chicken at times. I hate leftovers, and
Yeah.
we decided we needed to have something to come up to it. Plus, the price of cheese curds is what we started off with here. Just went sky high.
Sure.
So I thought, let's do something. We try to make everything from scratch anyway, so we got rid of those, and we're doing the homemade cheese balls, and everybody loves them, and it's kind of my new favorite
absolutely.
specialty.
Isn't it funny how you can come up with such great ideas over leftovers? You're just kind of
Well, you know,
scrapping
soups
things
in the
together.
wintertime. They're
Sure.
almost every restaurant does leftovers into soup.
Soup. Interesting. Okay.
So
are these real time consuming to make, or are these?
they're a little
pretty easy?
time consuming
Okay,
just to
they are.
prep. They cook in about less than 30 minutes.
Okay.
We'll be doing these down at the Taste of Madison this year.
Oh, okay.
We're going to make about 4,500 of them.
Oh, no, you're not.
So yeah, it's going to be a
4,500.
little process. But
Well,
anyway,
I guess the prep there is going to be intense.
yeah, all my servers and everybody are learning how to do cheese
All
balls.
hands on
Yes,
deck.
all hands on deck, exactly.
So cheese ball training session.
Right. So anyway, here's the breaded form, and then after you deep fry them, magic of TV once again.
All right.
You have
Oh my
buffalo cheese balls.
God, these look awesome. You know what? These kind of look like hush puppies.
Yeah.
A little bit, but they're buffalo cheese balls. Okay,
We
I'll
actually
give it
make
a
our own
try.
hush puppies when we do our fish fry.
Oh my God.
That cream cheese in there just kind of gives it a little ooze, you know. And
Oh, this is amazing.
thank you.
Okay. I gotta go. I gotta go eat these. No, we got other
You
stuff
can
to
take
do.
with.
All right. Well, I'll eat this while we talk about the
Okay.
next item. So we're going to talk about 3 Little Pigs sandwiches. Now, I don't know what this is. I'm excited to learn. I'll finish my cheese ball while you get ready. But how did you come up with 3 Little Pigs? So there's got to be something behind that.
There's 3 little pigs that consist of our pit ham, our pulled pork, and bacon, of course.
Perfect.
That's your 3 pigs. And then we add Swiss cheese, which isn't from the pig, but got to have a little cheese in there.
Gotcha.
But that one comes on a ciabatta bun.
Don't mind me. I'm just going to
Ciabatta hoagie. Oh, that's fine. You can gobble all those up.
really good.
But we start off with a ciabatta bun.
Okay.
Add your ham and Swiss.
You make it all look so easy too. Just put it together.
Well, you know, most of the stuff, the hard stuff's done on the smokers
Right.
all day long. So all I have to do is compose sandwiches when it's done. And
That's what's nice is there's a lot of prep and there's a lot of things happening pre-order.
Right, right.
And then somebody orders something and you've got it already cooked and smoked and
a lot of
ready
people
to
are
go.
like, how does it come out so fast?
Right.
Well, most of the stuff's already been done. And
I've been doing this for 8 hours. That's
Right,
why.
right.
Right. Okay. So Does this do well for you? This is like a 3-meat symphony.
Right, and we're top it off with a chipotle mayo,
Okay.
which gives a nice little spice. And this is one of our top sellers.
Oh my gosh, look at that. Okay, so one of the best sellers is Three Little Pigs sandwich.
Yep.
Look at that. Oh, look at that. That's a meat.
Homemade potato salad.
If you're a meat lover, which I am, and this is delicious. That
This is
looks
the place to go if you're a
And you
meat
make your
lover.
own potato salad too.
Yep, make our own.
Oh my God,
All
that's
the
wonderful.
sides are made from scratch.
And talk to me a little bit about catering, because catering is something that you do as well, right?
We do tons of catering.
So folks can have you come out, and what's that look like? And do you do fall and winter, or is it just
Oh,
summer?
all year long.
You
All
are?
year long. Yep.
Okay.
Down in Kansas City, you know, barbecues happening constantly. So,
Yeah.
trying to get people to understand we do catering in the wintertime. Packer parties, you know, Christmas parties. It's comfort food, so it's, you know,
Oh, absolutely.
it's going to be kind of everybody's little favorite thing.
I mean, you got to have these for the game.
Oh, yeah,
In my
yeah,
opinion,
yeah.
this is awesome, and I mean, great way to serve your folks and your guests. And talk to us a little bit more about Taste of Madison. So you're doing Taste of Madison this year. Have you
Right.
done it before?
Right, we've done it. I did it the first 2 years with the when I had the vending cart.
Okay.
Then the year we opened the restaurant, we didn't just because I was worried about everything there.
Trying to open a restaurant.
Exactly,
maybe?
yeah. So we did it last year with great success, and we're doing it again this year. First year for the cheese balls, we just came out with those. But we'll also be doing burnt ends, which I'll do in
Good.
another
We'll do that
segment
again.
here.
Yeah.
We're going to do pork sliders,
Awesome.
and of course, got to do spare ribs.
Everything I've had so far has just been awesome, awesome, awesome. So I look forward to that, certainly. So that's wonderful. Taste of Madison, catering anytime. And tell folks where you are, too, because you have a great spot.
It's kind of a tricky out here. We're in 113 and Arboretum. It's in the east side of Wanakee.
Okay.
We're kind of tucked back in the beginning of a residential area, which is a little different. But, you know, 20 years from now, everybody will be like, hey, they're that place in the residential area
That's
out in
right.
Wanakee. And everybody will know where we're at by then.
Oh, and a really nice space and a great spot to come and eat. And I didn't even know you have this lovely patio.
Oh, the patio's amazing. We've got the nice chairs with the lumbar cushions, and it's just cozy out there. And
Yeah.
we play some blues background music out there. And
So you can come, have a sandwich, have really a wide variety on the menu. You have a fantastic menu. You can sit inside and enjoy the air conditioning, sit outside and enjoy the weather.
with a nice cold beer, a
With a
glass
nice-
of wine.
You do serve alcohol.
Yep, no
Fantastic.
booze, just beer and wine.
Very good.
But you got to have beer with barbecue, you know.
Beer and barbecue do go together,
They go
don't
perfectly
they?
together,
Yeah,
yes.
absolutely. So have a fabulous sandwich, have a nice cold beer, and if my oohing and ahhing over the food isn't enough to convince you, look at all these awards. Fantastic. So not your
Few
first
years of
rodeo.
competition, right.
Yeah, look at you. That's incredible. Well, thank you so much for sharing this with us. This is Robert Bishop with Blow and Smoke Barbecue. I had tons of fun.
Well,
Hope you
thank
did
you
too.
much. Did.
We're going to be back with more Restaurant Show coming up right after the break, so stick with us.
Thanks for joining me on the Restaurant Show. I hope that when you're out and about looking for a place to eat, you'll consider eating at any one of these fantastic local restaurants. That's all the time we have for today on the Restaurant Show. This is Justin Riley reminding you that life is too short to eat average. We'll see you next time.
This episode of The Restaurant Show brought to you by AccuClimb Mechanical Services.